Enjoying ourselves through fun and play needs to be the most important thing on our to-do list every single day. Because to break the cycle and change our eating habits, we have to change how we think and feel about the people, places, and situations in our life. This is Katie Gordon, and you're listening to the Wait is Over podcast. Welcome, health and freedom seekers. Sit back and relax as you come on this journey of overcoming obstacles so you can lose weight, gain health, and live the life you've been looking for. Hello, listeners, and welcome to this week's show. I'm your host, Katie Gordon, and the wait is over with Dietless Living 360 degrees. There's no recipes, food regimes, or exercise programs to follow. This is simply about how to take your life back, how to take control. We all have a voice and we want to be heard. We want to forget about dieting, focus on living, and lose weight. And to do that, we have to create a new mindset. A mindset that gets us over the obstacles and challenges of not only life, but our own unconscious programs, because that's ultimately what's impacting on our weight and health and causing habit relapse. And the purpose of this podcast is to share with you what I learned over 25 years in dieting hell and spending over $100,000 working out how to step into dietless living. And today we're talking about the role that playfulness plays in our ability to actually overcome those obstacles and challenges of life. And more importantly, how playfulness can single-handedly improve our health and help us lose weight. Yes, that's right. That's exactly what I said. Playfulness can single-handedly help us improve our health and lose weight. Stress and tension, worry and anxiety, they're all counterproductive to great health. We know that, right? We haven't been living under a rock. We know that is the case. But did you know that stress, tension, and anxiety are counterproductive because they actually drive our most unhealthy habits? They make us miserable, they jam up the workings of our body and cause an array of physical aches and pains. Stress, tension, and worry drive all the blood away from our vital organs, effectively turning off our digestion, which causes all kinds of gut issues, inflammation, constipation, and allergies. And the high beta brain waves of stress and tension lead to insomnia and ultimately leads to chronic conditions and life-threatening disease. There's no fun in any of that shit. But the trap door straight out of all of that mind mess is, simply put, fun and playfulness, because fun and playfulness are the antidote. They are the antidote because you can't be laughing and smiling and worrying your ass off at the same time. Therefore, enjoying ourselves through fun and play needs to be the most important thing on our to-do list every single day. Because to break the cycle and change our eating habits, we have to change how we think and feel about the people, places, and situations in our life, which will change the way that we respond to life, which will change our behaviors. And when we change our behaviors, we change our results, which ultimately leads to the new experiences that we want to have, such as sustainable weight loss, increased energy levels, and an increase in health. Now, I hear you. That's a really nice idea, Katie. But, the wolf is at my door. I am up to my neck in things to do, and I don't have any time to do it. And I simply do not have time to stop and play. And I can 100% totally relate to all of that because that's life for most of us, especially if you're an A-type personality like myself. But do you remember what we talked about in episode 38 when we were talking about the gritty mindset? We talked about showing up every day, giving our best, whatever that was on any given day. But more importantly than just turning up, it's about who we're being when we're turning up. We can turn up with our cranky pants on, or we can turn up playfully. It's up to us. Playfulness comes from our state of mind. It's not the things that we do. This is why I called this dietless living, right? We need to be doing more of the living part, because we get so stuck in living in a state of survival that we never actually start living and enjoying ourselves. And part of losing weight comes from changing who we are. And if we're going to prevent habit relapse, then we have to be a person with a different set of habits, right? I was always a fat person with fat-making habits, and I kept relapsing into my fat habits, which were all fueled by, you guessed it, stress, anxiety, tension, and worry. So stepping out into living in a state of playfulness, a state of living life, was where the change was made. Turning off stress and turning on playfulness can be as easy as flipping a switch, right? Because to know that that is true, we just have to watch little kids do it. They can be screaming their lungs out 1 minute and then laughing and playing the next. Their cheeks are still wet with their tears while they're doing it. And if you're still not convinced that developing the ability to switch into a state of playfulness at will is the path to weight loss, health, and well-being, let's have a little look at the return on investment you'll get for being playful. Playfulness reduces tension. No surprises there, right? We know that. We've experienced that. But playfulness actually triggers the release of endorphins, which are, so relaxing. Everybody loves a good hit of endorphins. Playfulness relaxes our mind, and that improves our brain function. It increases serotonin, which is the delicious hormone that helps us sleep at night. And more importantly, playfulness decreases cortisol. Cortisol is the nasty hormone that upsets all of our workings and is okay in short bursts. It's got a purpose, but we live in it in a 24-hour a day, 7-day a week state. It's not good for us. So playfulness actually improves problem solving because play provides a new perspective on everything. It increases flexibility in all areas, our mental, emotional, and physical flexibility. Being in a state of playfulness increases our flexibility in all areas, our mental, emotional, physical flexibility. We naturally move our body in different ways as well when we're in a state of playfulness, which is something that is counterproductive then to the stiff and rigid way that we hold our body when we're in a state of stress, anxiety, tension, and worry. Being in a state of playfulness is engaging and inclusive because it gives us more flexibility in our mind and the way that we're approaching people and the relationships that we have in our life. It improves social skills, social interaction, bonding, closeness, and connection. It puts smiles on faces. It improves communication, trust, intimacy, and in short, it will improve your sex life. It provides an increase in confidence and gives you a different attitude, which you carry with you throughout all areas of your life. It boosts immunity and increases natural vitality and energy and refreshes your mind and body. It increases happiness and well-being, and it keeps you feeling joyful, offsetting depression and building resilience. Simply put, life is much better when we step into a playfulness state of mind in our day, every day. There's no downside. So thank you for watching and listening today. If you want a little bit more playfulness in your day, I've got a free download with today's podcast. Just click on the link and there's a great poster there to remind you to be playful every day. And if you want more help with this, just book in for a private session because life is for living and an ounce of adjustment is always easier to implement than 20 pounds of change. It's time to enjoy the life that you've been looking for.